Welcome to the Bachelor Party B-side. I'm Juliet Litman. A lot of stuff I missed that I want to hit on. I'm embarrassed I didn't even talk about Lil Jon. I mean, it's such a big deal. We got to get to that. Today I have with me Liz Kelly from The Ringer.
Wow. Hello.
You might know Liz's voice because she does all the voiceover work for Ringer videos. Mm-hmm. Do people comment on that to you? They're like, wow, I recognize your voice?
Not yet. I'm hoping maybe this will catapult me to fame. Fingers crossed.
It probably won't, but that's really nice for you to hope. And not because you're not great, just because I don't know if this is like really a fame-making role for you, but who knows?
My fingers are crossed.
It could. How many seasons of The Bachelorette have you watched, Liz?
I've watched since Ben Higgins.
Okay.
That's when I really fell in love.
Me too. I love Ben. Are you a Ben person?
Oh, like just as much as you are, and I am a fan of this podcast specifically, and I know how much you love him. I love him equal amount.
He's really nice. Did you meet him when he came here?
Very briefly, but he was with Lauren at the time when he was here.
Yes, that was tough times for me. But
it was.
Even tougher is that Ben comes to LA all the time and never hits me up. I'm very...
Really?
Yeah, it's very upsetting.
It feels weird because every time he is on this podcast, he's like, hey, Juliet,
he's so nice.
Text me.
I know. It's because he's such a politician. I hope that he knows I'm calling him out. I think I've discussed this before because I'm so bitter about it.
He probably listens to this podcast religiously.
Yeah, probably. Okay, Liz, there's by the way, not probably, but let's hope. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. And let's begin with talking about Lil Jon. So I forgot to discuss him. Do you care about Lil Jon at all?
I didn't until Monday night's episode.
Oh my God. So you didn't know who he was?
No, I did. Well, I knew Turn Down for What. As soon as I heard that music, it brought me back to like my junior year of college, like this like gross, sweaty dance floor, like listening to that rev up before it the beat drops.
Turn Down for What is a good song, but that's not the Lil Jon classic.
What's the Lil Jon classic?
It's Yeah by Usher, Ludacris, and Lil Jon.
Oh my God, yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, I know that song. I like that song.
Yeah, of course. It's a great song.
Although I really like Snap Your Fingers too. He has a lot of hits.
Yeah, that is a really good one. I mean, that's also with T-Pain, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
I think.
I mean, he just... Just kidding. It's not with T-Pain. It's with Sean Paul, E40, and Youngbloods. Lil Jon's like really important though, like in pop culture, and I'm just so embarrassed that I didn't discuss him.
Is he that important in pop culture?
I think so. I mean, he's part of some really massive hits.
I think more importantly, Lil Jon is 47 years old.
Thank you. So he's not little anymore.
Did you know that?
No, but I actually wanted to look it up, so I'm glad you mentioned it.
He's 47.
That's pretty old. He doesn't look it at
all.
No,
I mean, he looks
like
great.
35, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lil Jon and the East Side Boys was like a big deal in the 90s, and then he went solo, and he had Salt Shaker. Do you know that song?
Mm-mm.
It's a good one. He just had a lot of hits like in the early part of the century, and I'm excited he's on The Bachelorette, but also a little depressed. Like I think he's probably, other than Boyz II Men, like one of the biggest stars they've ever had be like a guest.
Yeah.
And he didn't even do like a private concert. He was soundtracking like,
a
Demolition.
That's what I thought was going to happen, was that they would do it, and at the very end, like a classic Bachelor setup, like then he does a few songs and then they start dancing together.
Yeah.
No, it didn't happen.
I know. That date, I didn't get into this enough. That date was very upsetting. When you're starting a new relationship, like spending hours focusing on your anger about your ex is just not sexy.
Although I will say it gave Becca the perfect opportunity to do what she does best, which is just like giggle and kind of just be like, oh my God, yeah.
Whoa.
And like not really say anything.
Is that a criticism?
No. But I mean, yeah, conversationally, it feels like that was like made for her. All she had to do was just laugh at Lil Jon and then just like laugh at, hammering away a television. Like it
didn't require a lot of her.
It didn't require a lot. Yeah.
It's true. But if I'm Blake, he's too nice. Like if I'm Blake, if I'm Becca, I want Blake to be madder and like more uncomfortable with this date.
Yeah.
I want him to be like, why are we talking about your ex? Let's focus on us. Like, let's move forward. I don't know.
True.
I just think it's a really bad way to start the relationship between those two. And Blake is like probably my favorite. Like,
same.
The one I take the most seriously.
Yeah, agreed.
What did it for you?
What did it for Blake?
Yeah, like
First of all,
what made you like him?
Physically, like if a scientist in a lab created Liz Kelly's perfect man, Blake would emerge
really
72 hours later. Yes, he would. Like I can't stop staring at him in the way that I couldn't stop staring at Ben Higgins whenever he was on the screen.
Wow.
That's pretty much all it is. And he's got such a nice smile.
Yeah, he does. I think he's a little generic. Wow, so Blake's like your dream guy. Who are the other ones that you're really into?
It's pretty much Blake far and away. I also really like Will's. I think
Yeah, he's nice.
he could adapt to Becca's new lifestyle after The Bachelorette, which is living in Los Angeles, having some kind of like influencer lifestyle. He's a graphic designer, already lives here. So it feels like a match that would be easy to adjust to after the show ends.
I think maybe you should move to Denver because both Blake and Ben live in Denver. Don't move because I like having her at the Ringer, but maybe that's where your dream man is.
It doesn't really matter where, but you mean you're kind of outdoorsy, you have a city hub, you are not from, for example, Reno, which I know you want to talk about later.
Yes. I've been too mean to Reno. Blake is handsome. I think he's also among the taller contestants, which is a big plus.
Yeah.
I think he might be too passive for Becca. That's one of the impressions I'm
getting. Who else are you eyeing right now for her?
For her?
Yeah.
It's not a good group of guys.
No, it's not.
The more I've been thinking about it, like I was kind of like medium on them, but it's just a lot of people that I wouldn't be proud to take home.
Right. And it feels like the grocery store guy, I kind of liked him.
Joe?
Yeah.
So Joe, I'm pretty sure, is going to be on Paradise. Are you following Becca on Instagram?
No.
She did an Instagram story with him where she was like helping him search for a bathing suit, and they're filming Paradise right now. So I assume he's going.
Okay.
And also people really liked him. And so there's a lot of blowback from him not appearing, not getting to be on longer.
I know this was probably a producer's choice, but like keeping on someone like Jordan, for example, and letting grocery store man go, Joe, it feels like she doesn't even care about half of these contestants to begin with.
There's literally no way she could be attracted to Jordan.
No.
Like 0%. And him coming to the rose ceremony and the cocktail party in his underwear with his shoes on. It was just really stupid. Put on some different shoes or go barefoot.
I know. Also, I think he just wants to go on Paradise anyway because
absolutely
he's in a bathing suit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're really into Blake is the takeaway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like him too.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to go far. You can tell. Getting the first one-on-one is usually a good sign.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm happy for them. I don't think that Blake or Becca were excited enough about Lil Jon, though.
Agreed.
I would. They probably might have been too expensive to clear the rights to but I would be like, let's just play Like, let's have Lil Jon call it out. That's literally one of my favorite songs.
You don't think Turn Down for What is... I feel like out of those two, I feel like Turn Down for What kind of was the better call.
Turn Down for What's used in arenas a lot. I guess for people like you, because I know both songs, you only really know one. It has a wider demo because it's more recent, I suppose. But yeah, it's just like one of my favorite. I love that whole Usher Confessions album.
Did you see Lil Jon is just retweeting literally every single person that even mentions his name in this episode? Like it's a random person with one favorite, and is retweeting it like Lil Jon is the man. Like this was the best Bachelor music guest ever.
This is very upsetting. I want more for Lil Jon. He's really famous. He's got 1 million followers.
Yeah.
Also, he has his booking contact right in his bio. Maybe I'm overstating the market for Lil Jon these days, but
I kind of think you are.
But he's really famous. Could we get him to come play The Ringer?
Maybe now, yes.
I'm going to email his contact and see what his fee is. I'm always curious about the fee of like John Mayer, what's your price? What does it cost for you to show up?
Yeah.
Versus Lil Jon, what's your price? Versus I don't know, anyone that they get on this show.
Do you think Blake is going to be pissed when she inevitably goes on another one-on-one and they bring some classic acoustic country singer and then they get to slow dance, they get to kiss, and it's a much more romantic situation as opposed to Lil Jon where he can't do a lot.
I just think the main issue is that he had to focus on Ari the whole time. That's such an L for everyone involved.
I know. The outfit was cute. Becca dressed it up.
They glammed it up, her jumpsuit for her.
Yeah, her waist cinching belt was
it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Are you sick of her yet?
I hate to say it because it's a long way to go in this season.
It really is.
But kind of, yeah. I think she's maybe still nervous or something in this point in the game, but her nervous laughter, her giggling, the whole episode.
I feel like she follows rules a little bit too much. And I think a secret about being a good Bachelorette is breaking the rules and not listening to the producers and doing whatever you want.
Yeah.
Because that's why Caitlyn was so good. It was because she had sex much sooner than you're supposed to, and she just went for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like Becca's a little bit too much of a rule follower, like Ben was as well.
Yeah. And I feel like I actually forgot what a fun Bachelorette was until Rachel came, and she said in that episode, she was like, "What that mouth do?" Do you remember this? And
Rachel's
I was
awesome.
Yes, this is what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be fun and just a little bit more ballsy than Becca is.
Yeah, she's a little bit too reserved. Maybe she'll grow into it as time goes on.
Maybe.
Because Rachel had bad dudes too. Like,
That's true.
Kind of worse than Becca, actually.
This is also neither here nor there, but Becca looks different every single time I see her.
Yeah. She's a total Monet.
Yeah.
Do you get that reference?
Well, no, and now I have to admit that I don't. What?
It's from Clueless. And Cher refers to people as a total Monet who like look good up from far away and bad up close. She actually is not a Monet. Take that back. But she like has varying looks.
She does, yeah.
Yeah. Good light, bad light's another way of putting it.
True.
We got to talk more about Leo and the city of Reno, Nevada, I've been told. But first, let's talk about today's sponsors. First, let me tell you about Hotel Tonight. If you love to score amazing deals at incredible hotels, you'll love Hotel Tonight. Hotel Tonight partners with hotels to help them sell their unsold rooms, helping you find sweet deals at cool, top-rated hotels. Hotel Tonight shows you the best deals at places you'll actually want to stay. No more scrolling through endless lists of choices. Even though their name's Hotel Tonight, they're not just for last-minute bookings. You can book in advance, which is perfect for planners and procrastinators alike. Hotel Tonight is perfect for spontaneous weekend getaways, staycations, 3-day weekends, road trips, business bookings, and more. It's so easy to use, but you can book hotels in 10 seconds and just 3 taps and a swipe. There's even the HT Perks program, where the more you book, the better the deals get. It's summertime, and I can't get enough of the beach, so I'm going to be using Hotel Tonight for a lovely staycation by the ocean here in California. I mean, maybe I can go to Orange County or even Santa Monica. Either way, I know Hotel Tonight will have something for me. So get the Hotel Tonight app now to start scoring amazing deals at incredible hotels. That's Hotel Tonight, the only booking app you need. Today's episode is also brought to you by Man Crates. Here's the problem with Father's Day. Dad is just not going to tell you what to get him. The truth is, he may not even know what he wants. So, this Father's Day, give him a gift he is guaranteed to love with Man Crates. Man Crates offered hand-picked and packaged gifts for every type of dad, like the knife-making kit for the hands-on dads, or the whiskey appreciation crate for fathers who like the finer things. Most gifts ship in a sealed wooden crate with a crowbar, so he gets to pry it open. Plus, every Man Crate comes with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Man Crates is more than a gift. It is a gift experience unlike any other. Get your special Father's Day discount today at mancrates.com/bachelor. This is a limited time offer. It's only for Father's Day, so go today. That's mancrates.com/bachelor. Once again, mancrates.com/bachelor. And now back to the show. All right. I want to talk about Leo. It's come to the attention of Bachelor Nation, mostly through reality, Steve, that Leo, not only is he a stuntman who's been on a lot of stuff, he's also been in a movie called High Heel Homicide, which is basically softcore porn. I love it.
This is a bombshell.
Bombshell.
Yes, isn't it? In the world of like Bachelor news, this is one of the most interesting background stories.
It definitely is. Do you feel like they should be vetting the contestants a lot more?
In general, yes. I don't think you should like nix Leo from that category for being in a porn movie, but I think the sign's already there. Like if you look on his Instagram, his like geotag is basically Studio City, which is, as everyone knows, the hub of softcore porn movies.
That's because you're from LA, so you know the valley is where it all goes down.
That's true. I should vet these
when
people.
you drive down the 101, what you can see, it's called Vivid Entertainment, I think. That's like one of the big companies, isn't it?
Happy to say that I don't know a lot about specific companies in the porn biz, but
are you saying that I know too much, Liz?
Yeah, maybe. But this is huge. This is really crazy. And it's really hilarious and fun. Like, Garrett's bombshell news was sad and disappointing and frustrating. This is fun.
It is fun. I agree. Because, like, you know, whatever.
What's the harm?
Looking for work. What's the big deal?
Also, it's kind of alarming that this was not, like, in his way, way past. This was in 2017.
Yeah, it was fairly recent.
So I feel like that's maybe a little concerning, but I'm still pro Leo.
I agree. I also I think it's pretty funny. This is just enough. Alyssa and I talked about this on Monday's episode. You should be able to know about this, though. Like, Becca should get to have that information.
Yeah.
Like, it would just be funny if we could watch her Google them. Like, when it gets to, like, the top 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
She should be able to Google to find out, like, oh, here's what everyone else knows. And
that's true.
Just to, like, make it a little, Alyssa and I discussed it, a little bit more realistic. And also so that, because she ultimately becomes responsible for what all of these dudes do. Mm-hmm. And like what, and you know, we're seeing it play out with Garrett, who had some really horrible tweets, but we're seeing that, she has to provide answers for the guys that she picks, and we judge her based on who she selects. But she only gets to know them in a very small, circumscribed way. And we have the benefit of Reality Steve sleuthing and all the sleuthers that help him, plus my own deep dives into Instagram. And she should be able to do that too. I don't get it.
That's true. I feel like her response to Garrett's controversy was honestly a little disappointing in and of itself because
I agree.
She didn't seem that affected by it, and that alone made me look at her in a different light, which I feel like this whole thing should have just been opened up before, so she didn't put herself in that position. He potentially shouldn't have been a contestant, depending on,
They don't, it seems like they don't go that deep, or they just don't care.
I know. Plus, she is a good sport, not with the Garrett thing, but with Leo, I feel like she wouldn't be turned away. She wouldn't be turned off by that necessarily. She'd be like, fine, let's see. You know?
Yeah, I agree. It's also just sort of it's kind of a funny thing. I'm not looking to date a porn star or anyone who's remotely close to one, but I'm also not completely against it. Yeah. It also would be kind of a funny story. And one of my personal mottos is I'd rather have horror stories than zero stories. So
that's true.
So at least it's a talking point.
I'm shocked that the producers didn't make him incorporate that in his intro package or his walk on, because that's the juiciest thing that you can say. All he did was he came up to her and let his hair down.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have been a much stronger entrance had he incorporated high heel, what is it?
High heel homicide.
Yeah.
Really good name.
Yeah.
Just
amazing.
Great stuff. He does have a lot of credits. I think the only issue with someone like Leo, but he lives in LA, so it comes up a lot, is he here? Is he here for the right reasons? Or is he just looking to...
Yeah, another problematic thing on his Instagram is he's in these, do you know the Vine star Hannah Stocking? She's with Lily Pons. It's
I do know her because she used to date Klay Thompson, who is a member of the Golden State Warriors.
No way, really?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago at the beginning of Klay's relevancy.
Good for her.
I know.
It feels like shooting way up. But he's in videos with her. It feels like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't see those.
It's on his Instagram. If you just scroll down just a little bit, it's not that long ago.
Uh-huh.
And that also feels problematic. It's just, I think he's obviously here to garner a bigger Instagram following, which is fine because honestly, everyone's being realistic. It's not like Becca would have chosen him at the end anyway, so why not let him be along for the ride?
Yeah.
Better him than Jordan.
He's only got 30,000 followers. He needs to do something to get that up or something.
Ew.
I hope he's in Paradise too. He's made for Paradise.
He would be really fun in Paradise.
Yeah. Also, the hair is just so much.
I'm sad that Ashley I is taken now because I feel like she potentially could have been into him.
I know. I can't remember if I've talked about Ashley I and Jared at all on Bachelor Party.
How could you not? That's crazy.
I'm so happy for them. It's a genuine love story.
I know. I
think
love
it's really sweet that he is so into her based on all of the Instagram stuff.
Thank God.
I know.
She deserves that. She really does.
I know. I think it's a beautiful story.
I know. I watched way too much of that People video. You know, the story of us.
It's not People. It's a thing that Ashley hosts. It's 45 minutes long. I watched 10 minutes of it. It's through a YouTube network or whatever. It's not People. It's her own thing. It's the 10th episode that she's done. How many minutes did you watch?
Oh, 35.
Oh my God.
I know. I watched a lot.
Why don't you just keep going to the end? You were almost there.
Honestly, I felt like I understood their story enough to quit.
You got the gist of it.
Yeah.
I watched about 10 minutes and I thought it was really sweet. I'm just worried that they're going too hard too fast.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they're going to be engaged in the next few months. Don't you think?
I'm sure ABC would pay to have their wedding on TV.
That would also be fun.
I really want to have them on the show. And I've discussed this. Jared's been to my home. I know him.
How has he been to your home?
Mutual friends. And I would
Juliet.
I had a party and he came. And I really like Ashley. She's been on the show before. She's an awesome guest.
Love her.
She's smart. I respect her hustle. She's she's one of the only people to come out of reality TV who's actually made hosting work for them and works and seems to work really hard. And I totally respect it.
Yeah.
But I think they're too big time. I texted her and she didn't respond. She ghosted me.
Shit. That
I
sucks.
know.
Has Jared come on her own podcast? Do you know?
Yeah, I believe
Almost
so.
Famous?
The one with Ben, yeah. I don't listen to that because I'm mad at Ben.
Yeah, side note, why does Ben do that?
That show?
Yeah.
Because he gets paid?
What's in it for him? Yeah, I guess. But it feels like he's
well, he quit his job. He doesn't work at the coffee place anymore. I mean, he doesn't work at the sales place anymore. He just does his coffee business. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure the podcast thing is lucrative. I don't know. Ben's deep in the Bachelor world.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. I'm just disappointed for him. I feel like he should live a normal Joe life and then date me. Or you instead, but that's
You're going to
fine.
have him, Liz. It's okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's blown me off too many times. I'm over it.
I know. Now I have a fresh start.
Yeah,
with
exactly.
him.
You guys clean slate, see if you can make it work. You can double date with Ashley and Jared. I genuinely am so happy for them. A friend of mine tweeted like, too much positive news for women in 1 week because it came out the same week that Harry and Meghan got married, like two kind of like unbelievable stories that actually came true, like so many women dream of. Yeah. And it's a great point. Both not realistic.
Also, I love how supportive like Bachelor Nation, like the former and present contestants are of their relationship. Like there were more Instagrams with Jared and Ashley and then a third person than there was anything else. I mean,
I think a part of it is they are both genuinely good people. Like Jared is truly very nice and like easy to be around. And Ashley also seems like very honest and very like just self-assured, and she is who she is. Yeah. No apologies. And I think that like that's appealing qualities, and people in that world are so often like fake that I think that just comes across really well.
That's true.
People respect it.
I was scared for a second that she was going to end up with Nick. So I'm really happy that didn't happen.
Yeah, me too. Although, you know, Nick's a friend of the podcast too.
I love Nick. Yeah.
Okay, last but not least, I have a really bad tendency, which is to be incredibly judgmental about places I've never really been to. And in this past episode, I was very, very rude about Reno, Nevada. And so I want to apologize. And some people made some good points to me that I need to just acknowledge because I appreciate them calling me out on my bullshit. So one of them is from Sarah Holm at Sarah Holm 15. And she pointed out that Washoe County, where Reno, Nevada is, won for Hillary in 2016. So not everyone.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, sure. But I was really painting them as like a very like red Republican. And like whether that's your preference or not, doesn't matter. Just the point is that I was projecting and I was wrong. So Sarah, thank you for pointing that out. I also want to thank r.gar on Instagram. Thank you very much for your note. She said, "Hey, Juliet. Just wanted to let you know, as a proud Reno resident, that we're actually one of the most liberal parts of Nevada, and Garrett in no way represents the community as a whole. Washoe County is more conservative due to the rural outlying area, but Reno does have progressive policies, particularly in the realm of homelessness, LGBTQIA rights, and healthcare. I love your pod. Thank you so much. But I've been a little nonplussed by your continual abuse of Nevada. Remember last season in Tahoe? That's true. I stand by that. If you're going to go to Tahoe for a fancy date, it should be in the California side. That said," she continues, All those lives are supposed to be loves. LA is awesome, but it's not the only place in the world, especially as we head towards an election that will need buy-in from places that are not pure blue. Being regionally inclusive is so important. Only way to avoid the echo chamber of social media." She's completely right.
Wow, yeah.
She's completely right. There's a bad tendency of mine where I'm just like really negative at parts of the country that I do not desire to live in, Reno, Nevada being one of them. But what do I know? I haven't spent a lot of time there. I didn't do any research. I should be like so much less judgmental and not so rude. So I'm really sorry, and I really appreciate people calling me out. I deserve it.
This is illuminating for me as well. I didn't know any of those things, so thank you to your listeners.
And maybe I should like research a city before I start maligning it and have good reason. I do like to be correct in my hatred usually, and I'm going to work harder on being a better hater and only hating when it is deserved. So thanks again. Please call me out at will. I really appreciate it. We all deserve to learn. Liz, thank you so much for joining me on this Bachelor Party B-side. You've been a delightful guest.
Thank you for having me.
One note before we go. Younger just came back.
Yes.
Season 5 has started.
Yes.
I watched 48 episodes of Younger in about 1 week back in December.
Holy shit.
It was like in between Christmas and New Year's or right before, and I was just like tearing through.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you're listening, please watch Younger. Liz,
please.
Did I make you watch it?
Yes, you did.
And do you like it?
I love it.
Team Charles?
Team Charles. All the way.
I don't know anyone who hasn't watched like a minimum 4 episodes and been like, yeah, man, I love this show. Yeah. It's really fun. It's easy to watch. It's light. It's smart. Sutton Foster's amazing. Yes. Peter Herman is so hot. He's like just the hottest man on television, in my opinion. Yep. And it's a 30-minute show. It's such a small commitment.
Yeah. Plus, extra shout out for Hilary Duff's hair, makeup, and costume department.
Great styling.
Oh my God. She looks unbelievable every episode.
She really does. It's just a great show. It's a great ensemble. It's really fun. I highly, highly recommend it. So in between Bachelor episodes and when you're not listening to this podcast, watch Younger, right, Liz?
Yes, absolutely.
I'll be back on Monday night. As always, Liz will be back in the future. This was delightfully fun.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. And thanks again to Hotel Tonight and to Man Crates.